I'm going to break down the truth of how you can get noticed and how you can fulfill your dream of playing college golf. Let's go, man. Consider me your college recruiting coach. My name's Luke Peavy, and I played college golf for 5 years, winning 2 tournaments, and now I want to help junior golfers learn the process of getting recruited by college coaches. However, that can seem a little contradictory because it's mostly you trying to get recruited to the coaches. You are the one that has to do the work. So number 1 is the basics of college golf. There are different divisions that are out there. Division 1, which most people want to play in, Division 2, Division 3, NAIA, and JUCO. Obviously, with the higher divisions, it's a lot more competition and the rosters are a lot smaller. So everybody dreams of playing Division 1 golf. However, not everybody can do that because you have to be a top 50 player in your class to play Division 1 golf. I was going through this process, I thought that's how it worked as well. But me and my parents had no idea where to even start. So let's start. So I want to give you hope and say that there is a spot for you on a college golf team. Now, you have to work for it. It's not going to be handed to you. You got to actually do it. You got to practice hard. You got to play in good tournaments. And you got to play good in the tournaments. So when does college golf recruiting start? Right now. No matter what age you are, you can start sending emails to college coaches. I mean, technically, to get a visit and also get contacted by the coach is June 15th going into your junior year. But that's not when you start. That's when coaches are responding to these kids who are top 50 in their class, not to the kids who are flying under the radar. Coaches can't reply to you even if you send an email before that June 15th. So how do you get on their radar? A great resume and also your swing video. This is what you need. It's pretty simple. So here's what to include in your resume. A little brief paragraph about who you are, your grad year, and then in your resume, link it below, put your scoring average, your top finishes, and also include a swing video. Now, also on my website, I have a checklist that you can check out and use for free. So check it out, and that will help you out on your college golf resume. Now, let's talk about consistency in following up. Obviously, the coach cannot contact you if you're before your junior year. So what do? Every 6 months, send another email. Update your resume, send another email. So what do coaches actually look for? It's pretty simple. They look for scores. They want to see kids who are shooting really good scores. Why? Well, because their job depends on it. They need kids who are going to come in and play really good golf so that they can keep their job. But number 2 is character. You need to have a solid character. You don't need to be complaining. You need to come in, you need to work. And a key thing is showing persistence of sending your resume to these coaches. They want kids who want it bad. And also academics. This is another huge one because this flows right into our next thing, and that is scholarships and offers. How does that work? The bare bad news here, not everybody gets a full ride. It's very uncommon, actually, unless you are a dog. And I know you as a junior golfer, you don't really know what a full ride really means, but if you're a parent, you do, because if you're paying for their college, that's a big difference. D3 schools do not offer athletic scholarships, so academics is huge. And personally for me, I had a golf scholarship, but it didn't cover everything. But I had a lot of academics that covered a lot. So luckily, I was blessed to not come out of college with a lot of debt, but be smart, study in the books, work hard. What does it actually look like to get an offer? So for me, I came in on an official visit and the coach sat me down. He's like, here's a budget that I have. And this was later in the season, so technically I got a lower one. But to me, I was like, hey, I want to play college golf. Any money is good. They talk you through kind of what they can get academically, what they can get on athletically, pretty much show you what the total would be for you to go to school there. And it's a really cool process. You know, you get to tour the campus, they're trying to sell you into coming to their school, but it's unreal because all that hard work has finally paid off for something that you've dreamed of. If you've learned anything from this video, hit that subscribe button because I'm coming out with videos weekly and I'm going to be your recruiting coach through this process. So let's go. Next, I'm going to tell you the timeline of just exactly when you should start doing stuff. So freshman and sophomore year, this is when you want to build your resume and play in really good events like AJGAs. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I made, was not trying to qualify for those tournaments. So do that in your first few years as a freshman and sophomore. Also before high school. It's not limited to high school. You can do it while you're in middle school if you're really good and if you started earlier. And then the summer before your junior year is when the coaches can finally start reaching back out to you. And this is when you can start going on official visits. Now, you can go on unofficial visits. You just got to pay for everything. But official visits, the team can fly you out if you're really good. And they can pay for everything, hotel, you name it. So this is when you're getting to the serious talks. And if you have multiple offers, you can start to sit down and weigh the options out. I'll give you a tip right here. Go where the coach is really good. Coach trumps over everything because you need a coach who is going to push you and who believes in you. And just look at the track record of the school. If they have consistent players coming out and going on to pro, or if they have players who just quit golf after. Look at that. Then your senior year is when you commit and you sign. I'll give you a little hope. My story is I waited too late. Senior year comes along. I reached out to all these college coaches and I did get responses from most of them. They said their roster was already filled. But don't be kind of hurt about that. Just be like, okay, on to the next. And you may have to go to a smaller school. That's what I did. I went to an NAI school, and they usually carry a lot more players, but it gives you a chance to play college golf and go where you're going to play. Luckily, I actually didn't even email this coach. I had a contact with this coach and went up there. There wasn't a golf school, so I was like, you know what? I guess I'll go take a visit because I'm desperate at this point. I just want to play college golf. Coach offered me, all these other coaches saying their spots are filled, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I committed, signed, and then that summer I practiced the most I've ever practiced in my life. Went on to win the first tournament of the year, and I worked harder than everybody else. Then you can start the process all over again. You can start emailing coaches to get out of that small school and go into a bigger school. The biggest mistakes that you can make is waiting too long and only emailing D1 schools, not updating coaches with new scores. What should you do right now? It's pretty simple. Build a resume if you don't have one. I have a link to a free checklist. I also have a plug and play if you want to use that. Research the schools that fit your goals and also what your scores are, because don't try to reach out and play D1 schools when your stroke average is a 78. It's just not going to happen. And then start emailing the coaches. Just start putting in the work. Look up all the coaches' emails. It's all on their websites. And start sending them a resume. So the recruiting process is not about luck. It's about being persistent and proactive and putting yourself out there, unless you're a top 50 player in the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I, in the past, wish I would have had this information. Subscribe for more. Let's go.